Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We've been doing this since February 2010, if you can believe that. Over 7 years of interpreting information. The information's out there, but we try and tell you some things, just like we'll do today, things that you may not know just from looking at the listing. Now, we have 20 on the Toronto Real Estate Board. We have one more on the Ortis system, and it says it's $689 per month. Obviously, it's not $689 per month, but I'll put that link down below. And we have a buyer class coming up this Thursday. We're going to talk about all the steps and the costs and real-life photos from home inspections so you know what to look for. We talk about financing. We go right through the whole process, how to get listings before they're buyers, even before you see them on Milton Daily Homes. All of that stuff will be in the class. We've had first-time buyers with free government money, loving the information. We've had people who bought 5 or 10 homes say, look, I learned stuff. I've even had realtor colleagues that have asked to come, and I've invited them if I like them. And they've said, look, Chuck, don't tell anyone, but I learned something too. So there's really, really good information there. So today we have 20 properties. Let's talk about them. Now, there's 2 homes on today's list, this first one on Pettigrew and then also on McNabb, that have canceled and relisted multiple times. They kind of reset their clock. Sometimes they change the price. But why not put a different photo? It's right away, without even looking through the gallery, I go, oh, this is cancel and relist, because I recognize the picture. With McNabb, it's a dark picture of the kitchen. It's a terrible photo. And yet, it's the very first one. There's not even a shot of the outside of the home. I think you have to mix stuff up. I think you have to move it around if you're going to cancel and relist. Reintroduce the home to the market. You got to do some different stuff. Don't just put the same photo you've always had. It doesn't make any sense. So I'm getting a little stuffed up here. I got a cold thanks to my kids. But this one on coming, nice photos, nice presentation. There's a freestanding tub in the basement that's better than most people's bathrooms. The only thing about this one, there's only one full bathroom, then there's a powder room, then there's a full bathroom down in the basement. So if you need 2 bathrooms upstairs, sometimes people just look at this here and go 3 bedroom, 3 washroom, but you got to know where the washrooms are. Don't just assume that there's 2 upstairs and 1 on the main. So I didn't realize how stuffed up I was until I actually started talking. So 50 MacDonald, $725, good price for this home. And it's less, and it's way better presented than the one on McNabb. But they have filled this in. This was a carport. If you actually look at that picture, there's siding around the garage and blue siding. I don't know if that was such a good idea. I think that, blending it in with the brick is probably a better idea, or taking some visual element of the home and integrating it. But I believe that used to be a carport. There's no other explanation for that. Even doing some stone might have looked better. It's obviously more expensive. Nice looking home inside. Good floor plan. So it's a back split 3. So what that means is you have your main level, bedrooms upstairs, and then basement downstairs. That's your 3. And you've got some upgraded baseboards here. There's no shots of the backyard, which I find kind of interesting. So you're only seeing the house, but if you read the description, you're on a 164-foot lot, and you have a pool. And there's none of those photos. So the virtual tour is going to show that. It's probably going to be posted on the other Ortis system, the second MLS in Milton, where you're allowed like 50 photos. But to have 20 and to not have those yard photos, I think, is something, especially when they're leading down in this description, massive private lot with a pool. I think you've got to have some of those photos. Doesn't make any sense. So this is what I'm talking about on McNabb, and it's more expensive than the one on MacDonald, but is that really the best front shot? I mean, this is the actual front of the home. It's not so bad. I mean, it's a little washed out, but the rest of the home, dark, 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 dark. Nobody wants dark. They want clean, bright, open. That's what people want. So if you showcase a home like this, it's going to take you longer to sell it. And, the seller may find themselves at a disadvantage when it comes to price too. Now, the highest townhouse sale, I just looked at this up last night, was in the last 60 days was $697,000. So to list this one for $750, I think they're going to have a tough time. This is a corner, Westgate corner, 1717 square feet. The one that sold for $697 was like more than 2,000 square feet plus a finished basement, different categories. So there's been a couple that have been up at 650, 675 that are about 1,500 square feet small. Like, it's obviously smaller than this. I just don't see anything in the sevens working for these guys. I just don't. There's nothing wrong with the house. The market's just not there. Detached homes are asking 7. So this one on Holloway, you look at it, you say double garage, 800,000. That's fine. It's not a very big house, so it's less than 2,000 square feet. Nice high. Heathwood homes have these nice 8-foot doors. They're beautiful. They're very impressive when you come up. They look nothing like any other home in Milton. They have this set up. You have to be careful with this room because the fireplace changes the dynamic of where you put furniture, and it's also kind of an open concept plan. So it's like you got to be real careful with the scale of your furniture because this room is kind of an odd setup. It has, hard to describe without seeing it in person, but not everybody's furniture is going to work within the space. That might be apartment size couches. So if your couches are too big, it's not going to look good in this house. And with the fireplace being here, you might have to go couch and then couch on either side. You may be surprised at how close that couch is to the fireplace when it's all laid out. So decent finishes inside. You've got a 90-foot lot, a little bit of a loft plus 3 bedrooms. You've got a tray ceiling, which we've seen a few times in today's list, but Heathwood was the first one to come out with that. And you can definitely see outside in these pictures. You can kind of see what's inside, and then outside, a lot of times that's overexposed to try and get enough light inside the house. So whoever took these photos definitely cranked up the intensity on the outside. So this one on McCuaig, good size. Like, there's been a lot of 2,300 square feet detached homes that have been selling for $820, $30, $850. So $839 is not a bad price. It's not particularly appealing as far as siding goes. You can dress up siding, but you've got to, like the white here, and then there's cream, and then there's green, and then there's red. There's a lot of colors going on, so you have to, if you have siding, you've got to work with the rest of the home to make it make sense. The garage door, there's like 5 or 6 different colors on the outside. The railing is white. You got to kind of tighten that up and make it look more consistent. And you can also dress it up too by having, really fancy lights on the outside, having a nice address. And that's coming from a guy that has siding on my house. So I know I've already looked into the design elements of it. Inside's good. What I like about this home is that you have a really nice, and it doesn't show here, so that's from your front door, but there's a really nice garage entry into the home. It's very elegant if you decided to have somebody rent your basement out. So there's your staircase. This shows it right here, although there's no pickets on that stair on the railing here, but that goes right into your garage, and where the photographer stands, right behind them, is another staircase that goes up to the front door, which could be closed off. There's nice size windows here, so this is actually a very good setup if you did want to have some kind of basement income. So this one on Sanderson, we haven't seen many of them sell. A few of them sold when they first came out, but you have this kind of like tall, a lot of times from these top windows, you can see like in the clear, you see over all the other homes. The garage is actually kind of down in the basement because this is your main living floor up here. So what you get on your main level is you get much more open space. You're not doing an L shape around the garage because the garage is down low. Your basement is smaller, but your main floor is bigger. So if you're okay with that trade-off, then by all means, this could be a good option for you. So you can see how open this main floor is, and it's all square. There's not really a lot of impediments. There's no L shaping, like I said. There is a walkout from the basement, which is good. Potentially, this might be a good area. Again, it's not that big. This is full space right here. Maybe a small one-bedroom or a bachelor apartment could be a good option. If you do that, just keep in mind that you're blocking off your garage access. So garage exit, you've got door exit on this side. It would be a very safe basement apartment for someone living there. Okay, so that's the list. I am stuffed up. I'm hurting. So enjoy the list. We'll see you tomorrow with more Milton Daily Homes.